But okay. All right. It's grand finals time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Gresvan is our blue Protoss player for Storm Gaming, MaxPax. The third most winningest player in the EPT Cups. His opponent, though, is number 1 with 60 ESL Open Cup victories to his name. It is Team Liquid's Clem. These guys did fight last week I think last week was in Europe in the finals. MaxPax was able to take that, I think it might have been a 3-0. But the week before, they fought in NA. And Clem was able to take that one. That one might have been like a 3-1. I don't know. These guys are very closely matched. It does sometimes feel like, though, when one player takes an advantage, they'll just roll with it. And now that I'm thinking about it, I do remember that when Clem won that finals on NA, 2 of those games were cheeses. I actually think that was a 3-0, and I'm pretty sure Clem proxy raxed 2 of those games. Or I have proxy raxed 1 and then like cheesed from his main base in the second one. So I don't know. This is a very competitive series. MaxPax tends to kind of dominate when he goes for Blink Stalkers. But I feel like we might have seen Clem defend that at some point. Oh man, this probe is just trying to live. Just trying to live, mate. Just trying to stay alive. Reaper heading out now. Trying to find this probe. Probe was trying to stay alive, but it's a dead probe. R.I.P. Yeah, a lot of these games have some early game shenanigans happening. I like this positioning from Clem, though. So he's trying to catch the first unit out of MaxPax. We saw earlier MaxPax against Spirit. He likes to send these Adepts across. And he is going to get caught by surprise here up on the high ground. I think this Reaper straight up wins this fight now. Can the Adepts sneak away? Ooh. Nope. Nope. Felt close there for a second, but not quite. Second Adept, though. Gonna shove that Reaper away. And it is going to be Blink out of MaxPax, so keep an eye on how many gates he decides to go for. It looks like it's just 2 for the time being. He's going to drop the Robo. I think MaxPax might be just going for a 2-gate Blink expand. Reaper just jumps in, drops a Reaper grenade, scouts the Twilight Council, and then leaves. There's a Hellion sharking around as well. So I'm going to scout the front now. Sees the gateway and the Robo here. So it's going to be 3 gates. Oh, that's a 4th gate. Did he see the 4th gate? These are important questions. He did not, but he saw that 3rd gate out front. That might tip him off. So MaxPax now has the ability to go very heavy pressure and have a Warp Prism with this as well. And I think that's going to be his plan. He's so insanely good at this. I think it's not crazy to say that he's the best 4-gate Blink player in the world. He's so wildly good at this play. Clem's going to go for a cheeky Widow Mine drop over the corpse of that Hellion. MaxPax is going to spot this medevac right as it's about to come in, right before he leaves. Does he notice it, though? I don't... Okay, warps him back at home. He must have noticed it. Might delay him a little bit, but it looks like Clem's just going to hold this to the corner. Maybe force some units back here. But he's got a second bunker. He already knows what's coming. He's got a second tank on the way. A Raven coming out as well. The Raven can be really nice here. Can kill any high ground observers that will allow MaxPax to just see everything Clem's doing. Clem's got to be very prepared for this. I wouldn't mind seeing some SCVs get pulled for a repair. Blink forward to kill the empty bunker. It will go down. There's the SCVs that need to be out here repairing. I don't know why Clem emptied that bunker. Looks like he's sending the Raven out to do some harassment. I don't know. I wonder if Clem actually realized this was coming because he looks a little bit caught off guard by it. But he does have a decent setup. Gets a tank down to the low ground. Losing the gas is a little painful, but it's not the end of the world. He's going to dive in with the medevac now and try to get some damage done with this Widow Mine. I don't think MaxPax realized. There he goes. Gets the split. And that Widow Mine is dead. Ooh, maybe not. Gets a Stalker. Look at that. And now the Raven can try to dive in and get some damage done as well. MaxPax leaves with these Stalkers. He does have that Observer, but I was just going to say, it's right on top of the army. Clem is going to notice it. MaxPax definitely noticed that Raven was there. The Raven's not actually doing anything. It looks like everybody's more focused on this side of the map for the time being. Tanks need to come up and help protect this. SCVs getting pulled off the line. A lot of SCVs going down here for Clem. Tank Siege is up in a very forward position here. Raven comes home. Did drop some energy, or lose some energy at some point. So must have dropped an auto turret somewhere. Medevac coming back as well. I can't believe that Medevac's going to make it home. Wow. Where'd the Raven go, though? Still around it. Oh, it's going right back in. All right, nice. I think Clem F2'd, to be honest with you. I think he F2'd his units home. And that's why this Raven ran all the way back across the map. Worked out for the Medevac, though. Couple more SCVs going down on this side of the map. I don't know what happened there. This Raven is still just not dropping the auto turrets. There it goes. Drops one. We'll grab a probe. Nice target fire. Actually gets a second and a third probe. Oh, you know what? It must have been that warp prism diving in. Still around, still alive. We have another Widow Mine drop here going out for Clem. Oh, and he picks up in the medevac, trying to get on top of this, but a beautiful blink forward for MaxPax. It's a bold move to try to blink on top of that, but he gets one of the medevacs. It still had a handful of units in it, too. Forces Clem to pull back up into his base. Killing the Observer there. Oh, Widow Mine's going to go down on the low ground. It's going to be a dead Stalker and 2 dead probes. I think Clem's more than happy with that. Another auto turret. Gets a couple more kills. The Raven now comfortably on 5 probe kills. But Clem wants to take a third base. He needs to send these Stalkers away. MaxPax's third is up and running. He's on 60 workers to the 49 of Clem. Stalkers got to keep running, though, because these units are continuing to stim. They want to catch another Stalker. They will catch another Stalker. MaxPax with the excellent blink micro, though. Pulls back. He's trying to take this 4th base, but Clem wants to put some pressure on right now. Charge seems to be done, but there are a few Widow Mines here. And there's the lift up. The tank is going to siege up. The Widow Mine's going to get some beautiful hits. This tank actually staying alive for a second. Getting another shot off. Another tank shows up. Stalker's got to pull back. Nice micro there from Clem. Killing a lot of those Zealots. There's a Colossus out now, too. And while there's no Thermal Lance, and it's not even started up, MaxPax knows he needs the units more than he needs the upgrades. Rip that medevac. Raven now on 8 kills. Clem still needs to get something done here. Now he is taking that 3rd base, but some Zealots are going to make that even more annoying. He doesn't really have anything to deal with these this Colossus just yet, or the second one that's about to pop. Nice kills on a couple of those units there. Siege the tank up. Put 4 Widow Mines onto the siege tank. That's actually so dope. I don't know if Clem wanted to pick those units up and was thinking about a drop, but it's a nice Observer here for MaxPax, so he'll be able to spot that moving around. 1 Widow Mine goes off. Clem just going to get on out of there. Zealots getting found out by those Widow Mines in their counterattack, so they won't be able to get quite as much damage done here. Looks like they'll just get cleaned up pretty easily, actually. Nice defense from Clem. And this is where I think Clem and Spirit, who we saw earlier up against MaxPax, differ pretty heavily. Clem is doing an excellent job dealing with these Zealot run-bys. The Zealots really haven't gotten comparable damage to what we saw earlier in that match against Spirit. Spirit was struggling to deal with a lot of them, and MaxPax, he's not finding that damage this time. Clem is starting to catch up economically, 64 to 72 workers with mules. It's going to be pretty much even these last few minutes. And Clem is now up quite a bit of army supply. He's got a very powerful army. Now both players are about to finish their +1 armor, so they are on even upgrades. It's just a very marauder heavy army. Super good against these stalkers. And with the armory done, the Widow Mines will more likely stay alive after firing their shots off. Clem's got some ghosts out now as well. He's got a few Vikings, not a ton of Vikings, but enough to just help out against the Colossi. Force the Stalkers to fire at something else. Keep the Colossi alive. Disruptor is going to be very strong here for MaxPax, though. There's not really any hard counter to them, except for good splits. And we know Clem's got the good splits. Again, these Zealot counterattacks not finding the damage they're looking for. See if this one, 5 Zealots on the bottom side, is able to get something done, but the defense from Clem is just beautiful. Look at, he's already expecting it. He's already like thinking about it. He might have spotted it with that factory. He dives forward, sees that there's an army up on the high ground. The last second split, but that Disruptor still got 9 kills. The other one not going quite as well, but I think Clem with a bit of a misstep there. Ooh, he wants to try to get on top of these Disruptors. Nice EMP, but great force fields before that EMP came down. 4 SCVs now dying to that Zealot counterattack. Well, this one's doing a little bit better here for MaxPax. Finding some damage as Clem moves out. Good repair on this bunker, though. Looks like this Zealot counterattack's not going to get too much done. They will shoot through the bunker, though. And actually, you know what? It's forcing Clem back. This is going pretty fantastically, I would say, for MaxPax. The counterattack didn't do too much. He just did a bunch of damage to his own CC. It's actually terrifying. But it pulled Clem back home, and now MaxPax is going to try to put some pressure on. He's got even army supply these days. He has up and upgrade as well, as that +2 for Clem is about to finish off. These Disruptors just zoning out, zoning out. Clem's trying to catch this, trying to get on top of it. More Zealots coming in for a counterattack, though, that he's got to deal with as well. Reinforcement's not going to be enough. He's going to land the Viking here. Disruptor Nova's still trying to find damage on this army. Oh, nice connection there for MaxPax. And while Clem is chasing the army away, MaxPax is up 30 supply right now, killing so many of these reinforcements that Liberator's like, haha, you can't come up the ramp. The Zealots are like, that's cool. We'll just go ahead and fight these SCVs. It'll get cleaned up, but it's done so much damage. And this is where MaxPax's run-bys, they're just constant. It comes into play. Finally getting some damage, cleaning up a lot of those reinforcements. MaxPax on 90 workers, just able to easily resupply those units back at home. Clem down to 69. The army supply is still the same, but I still like this better for MaxPax. I feel like his army is a bit stronger here with the Disruptors, with 2 of these Colossi still alive. And back at home, he's on 6 bases nearly, as this 6th base is almost done. Clem is finishing off a 5th here. MaxPax trying to dive in on top of this. He thinks he's got enough to push through. One of the Colossi does die. Oh, but the Disruptors are hitting so well. Clem is having such a tough time dealing with the Disruptor Novas that so many of them have just trimmed off huge parts of this army, and the 3rd base is getting routed. 21 SCVs going down, and with that final Disruptor Nova, Clem taps out. MaxPax takes game 1. He's looking to catch up to Clem in number of EPT Cups won. MaxPax is down 14 wins in the EPT Cups. It's a good start. It's a good start. And a lot of times we do see the player who wins the first game between these two go on to win the series. It's something about the way they play. I feel like that. I don't know. I think there's some momentum going on there. Let's see who has the most second places though. Yeah, so MaxPax, despite not having as many first places as Clem, has more second places, but it's very close. MaxPax has 37 and Clem has 34. What are the finals appearances like here? Yeah, 83 for MaxPax and 94 for Clem. I guess add one more for this now for both of them. That's wild, actually. That's crazy. Also, I didn't have to do the math for MaxPax because he's the only Danish player that's ever been to the finals. And Denmark is the number 3 country in terms of total finals just because of this guy. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Dragon Scales, Sidestorm Gaming. It's MaxPax.
Game paused.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, I guess we'll come back to that one. That was such a good introduction. Rip. All right, let's try this again. Clem need to restart his PC. Yeah, it's crazy. Denmark has more finals appearances than Italy, the United States, and Poland. Wait, is that true? No. Denmark, okay, not then all 3 of the next group. MaxPax, though, has more finals appearances than anybody from the US and anybody from Poland combined. How about that? That's crazy. That's actually insane. And he's not even number 1. Clem and Hero Marine both have more finals appearances than MaxPax. Hero Marine's pretty close, though. What is he at? 31 plus 58. 89? Oh, so they're very close, yeah. That's wild. And Clem has 94 of the 108 finals appearances of France. Who are the other French players that have made the finals? Drogo has a win. There's so many players that have been in the finals of these. Crazy. All right. We're getting into the game for real this time. Well, you know what Clem hasn't done, though? He hasn't won 2 ESL Open Cups on the same day. So he often plays in both EU and NA. And he's won both separately, but he hasn't won both on the same day. Zest has. Zest won 2 in one day 8 times. So, you know, that's pretty good. Let's try this again. This guy actually also has won 2 Open Cups on the same day 3 times. That's something he's got over his opponent. In the upper left-hand corner, we have Sidestorm Gaming's MaxPax. His opponent, despite having more overall wins, has never won the 2 from him. Lower right-hand corner, it is, of course, Team Liquid's Clem. would be crazy would be to see somebody win all 3 in the same day. I know a few players have played in all 3 in the same day. I think Beyond has. But I don't think we've ever seen a player win all 3 in the same day. Because it's very difficult to win. I think you'd have to be located in North America to have a good chance. Playing in a Europe Cup from Korea or vice versa, playing against those high-level players with like 350 ping is insane. It'd be so difficult. But okay, we're actually in the game now. I can actually talk about some real StarCraft that's happening instead of just the stats of EPT Cups. There are some really interesting ones, though. I'd kind of like to look through the trivia at some point and actually talk about it. Ooh, MaxPax gonna get a little cheeky here. That looks like a proxy gateway location. Clem is scouting around. We'll see if he finds this. Nice little scout pattern by the Reaper there checking around, but not going to see this this pylon. You know, I don't know if I've ever seen this base successfully taken on this map. I feel like I've seen comparable bases taken, but maybe like once or twice have I ever seen this base taken. It's such a... I don't know. I've seen some longer games on this map, too. It's funny. But just not long enough to get those bases taken. It's just funny because looking on the minimap, it looks like it should be not much harder than taking this one. Like, but it's so much harder. Oh, this Adept is just going to win that fight and gets the 2 Marine kills. And with this other gateway finishing up, this is actually really, really dicey for Clem. He is going to finish and win that fight. Finish off that Adept. MaxPax is going to get very aggressive here. He's going to drop down to Twilight Council. Okay. Oh, he's getting very aggressive here. Proxy Gate is finally sussed out here by Clem, but it's a little too late as the Stalkers are already warping in. Clem pulling that Widowmine drop back. I love that. Sending 2 of those Widowmines back home, but keeping a 3rd one in the medevac. He wants to go get some damage done. This is really, really nice, actually. Widowmine going to try to move around to this side. SCV's coming over to repair. 1 Widowmine goes down, but it does kill the Adept. And actually, that Adept is really important in high ground vision. A couple of SCVs going down. Both players looking back at home. MaxPax a little slow to look back at home, though. Loses 3 probes, and then the medevac picks that mine back up. But now the door is open. The Adept eats that shot for the Stalkers. The tank is out. And it's going to force these Stalkers away, but they just pull back a little bit. They don't have blink yet, so they can't jump on this tank. SCV is getting pulled to help support the tank, but another SCV is going to go down. Should be able to see the siege up here on top of the ramp. So I'm trying to dive back in. It looks like he doesn't kill a probe that time, but instead kills the Stalker that was defending. Clem does get the scout on that Twilight Council, so now he knows there's a blink follow-up. Going to be a lot of pressure coming off of MaxPax. Clem really needs this base, though. Look at that worker count, 41 to 28. So MaxPax, I think, is going to keep the pressure on, but he needs to back up for a little bit here while Clem takes this base. Get his army together. Use that worker lead that he has. Whoop. The pull. It's a little late. Oh, my God. I can't believe he broke that line. And Clem just trying to buy as much lost mining time as possible. He's going to lift up in the medevac. He actually gets out of there. Blink still not quite done. Medevac just going to go hide in the corner. Okay. All right. Clem secures his 2nd base, but man, he's got to get some more stuff up. MaxPax is going to have a lot of potential here in a moment Oh, he's going to dive on top of this. He gets a siege tank, but there's the one on the high ground, too. An auto turret goes down to help with the DPS. The auto turret dies fairly quickly, but it helps the Marines get to the ramp and push these stalkers back. Nice hold there from Clem, but the tank kill is really good for MaxPax. MaxPax is just going to take a third base. Oh, my God. The medevac, it finds the spot, but it has 14 hit points. Can Clem do anything with this medevac later in the game? We'll just have to see. We'll have to wait and see. Charge on the way now for MaxPax, as well as the Templar Archives. I imagine we'll see some upgrades as well. Yeah, medevac ain't doing anything for a long time. It may never. Oh, poor SCV. Just see its corpse. See the explosion in an SCV corpse. No more tanks coming out now. Only Widow Mines from Clem. He knows there's a follow-up coming. It's not just going to be a bunch of Blink Stalkers out of Maxi Paxi. Trying to push out, take this little spot here. Doesn't seem to have any medevacs with this. Looks like a couple might be joining up now. He wants to take down this proxy gate, and he will be able to get it down. Oh my God, he wants that observer. He gets the observer. The observer thought it might have stayed alive, but not quite. Another big stim here from Clem. Not a big stim, just a few units out front. But he doesn't have a lot of healing. It's just these two fresh medevacs. Stalker's doing a great job picking off low Marines. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Oh, no, it's me. God damn it. All right, well. That sucks. Actually, what happened in that game? I'm gonna have to watch the end of this stream to know who won. Actually, it looks like Clem might have taken it back. Yeah, it looks like Clem wins this game. Okay. I think we're all tied up 1-1 as we get into game 3. That sucked. I guess I won't put this one on YouTube. Yikes, bro. That's too bad. It looks like Clem was able to counter push across the map and micro his way to victory. So as we get into game 3 here, it is going to be all tied up 1-1 in his grand finals, best of 5. Hopefully we don't get kicked out again. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner of Royal Blood. In the blue, it's MaxPax. Opponent in the upper right-hand corner, Team Liquid in the red, it's Clem. Damn, I should have gone to the bathroom during that. Kind of have to pee. It's all right, you know, we'll hold it. We'll wait till the series is over. Yeah, so last game, unfortunately, got kicked. But MaxPax started off with some very nice aggression. I think the aggression worked pretty well early on. But then he had a Blink follow-up, and I just don't think the Blink Stalkers really got anything done, is what it seemed. MaxPax started pushing across the map, and while there was a lot of lag happening, or Clem, rather, started pushing across the map, and MaxPax really couldn't do too much about it. The Blink Stalkers just weren't in high enough numbers. He went in and dove in and got a tank at some point, but it wasn't quite enough, I guess, to stop MaxPax or Clem from being able to move across the map. I keep saying their names backwards. And Clem was eventually able to just get the job done there. What is it? He had 2 building supply depots at one point. I don't understand how that happened. It's kind of weird. Apparently there's been an issue too with players getting booted from games in Korea, which did happen to me a few weeks ago, but happened to a few other people last week. I remember there was a weird one where one of Beowulf's 2 computers got booted, even though they're on the same internet. So what that tells me is there's an issue with the BattleNet client, I think is what we've discovered here. I also just found sawdust in this pants pocket. I haven't worn these shorts in so long. I have no idea where this sawdust is from. Actually kind of crazy. The sawdust in my pocket is almost surely from Hawaii. Anyways, unrelated. BattleNet sucks and has some stupid issues, and Blizzard doesn't care about StarCraft, and it's too bad. It's too damn bad that Blizzard, the small indie company who makes billions of dollars a year, can't afford to give us good servers. But that's okay, because we have a proxy starport here from Clem, and he's gonna do some cheeky Hellion drops. I haven't seen this in a minute, dude. Clem is busting out strats that we just don't see that often these days. Proxy Stargate Hellion drop. Now there's only one tiny little spot he can drop in the main without MaxPax seeing it. And Phoenixes are actually like the perfect counter to this. This is actually part of the reason we stopped seeing these kinds of builds. Phoenix is just hard counter proxy Stargates, or proxy starports rather. Oh, the Phoenix doesn't spot the medevac, and the medevac's just gonna boost on in and drop these Hellions. Phoenix comes back, it's gonna pick up one Hellion, the other one goes down very quickly. So it looks like this will get cleaned up. 5 kills. And I think the medevac should be able to get out of there. Oh, it's hiding. Look at it hide. Oh, look at Clem, he's so smart. Look at it go. Phoenixes are like, where's that medevac, mate? Oh, no, you're trying to get home. Can't run away from us. This medevac just hiding in the corner. It should boost up to the corner now and get over there. Yeah, look at it go. I love that. Clem, he's too good, man. Oh, darn, we missed the medevac. Dang it, where'd he go? I don't know why these Phoenixes just suddenly got whatever accent that was, but what they did. Clem with just the bio follow-up here. Good old-fashioned. And as we see the Robo coming up for MaxPax, I imagine it's going to be Phoenix Colossus here. But in the meantime, the Adepts thinking about shading it and getting some damage done. There's a good few Marines here, but with the Phoenixes, these 5 Adepts might be able to get something done. Medevac is coming home just in time to help defend against these Adepts and Phoenixes. Ooh, the Adept's going to finish that shade, but that has put them in kind of a tough spot here. They're going to target down a few workers. Oh, but actually missing a shot there. 3 SCVs going down. That's a lot of Adepts dying. Phoenixes finally going to lift some stuff up. Get a few more kills before running away. Stim not being done means these Marines just don't defend against this very well just yet. MaxPax taking a third, getting the Robo Bay up. But with Stim, combat shields, and +1 on the way, I thought we froze again. When the army stopped for a second, it looked like the computer froze. I was gonna be so upset. I don't even know what I was saying. Clem's got a lot of upgrades finishing up, and he might move out in a little bit with all those. It looks like that seems to be the plan, as he's halfway across the map already. He's going to scan, see what's going on. Oh, no, MaxPax with the supply block at a crucial point. 3 pylons finishing it once he gets the chrono boost on, but Clem is already here. He's going to get the first lock on. He could stim. He's going to try to take down this third base. That's going to be a force cancel. The Colossus is just not out, and this is a fantastic victory for Clem. Oh, even supply blocks MaxPax again. 4 more pylons on the way here. MaxPax recognizing he needs those. But I think Clem just backs up now. Colossus is about to pop. Doesn't really have to worry too much, right? Like, I feel like you might want to put down a 3rd CC. Oh my, Maxi Paxi. Taking the cheeky gold base, putting it behind the gold base too, which means he can't mine any gas from this. but he can get some good mineral mining going at that hidden third. Phoenixes on the other side are going to try to just kind of poke in a little bit. Not a lot of Marines here. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Oh my god. Widowmine even damaging some SCVs. Second starport nearly finished, but delayed a little bit. Phoenix is getting some good damage done. 4 SCVs. They kill a bunch of Marines. This is the danger of having a lot of your opponent having a lot of Phoenixes. Clem's got to be very aware of that. Widowmines can certainly help. Just having a couple cheeky ones around, as can the turrets. Well, base is done. MaxPax probably going to recall a handful of workers from the natural. There they go. Get these guys all mining most ASAPly. Looks like a Phoenix went down there, but MaxPax spotting this move across the map. Clem has no idea this base was taken. Oh, that was the wrong vision. Marines running forward here. There are 2 Colossi with this army. There's a few Vikings, but not a ton for Clem. And this is just a little, like, double drop army. The rest of the army is on its way across the map. Oh, the boosting medevacs forward and then pulling them back. The Vikings are here. There's a lot of Marines in this army, though. This is kind of the purpose of the Phoenix Colossus. You force a lot of Marines to deal with the Phoenixes, and then the Colossi just have a field day against them. Vikings, though, trying to target down some of these Colossi. Super Shield Battery turns on. Clem's going to back up. Clem has a ton of army supply. But I think he thinks this is a 2-base Protoss, and that's a bit of a problem. MaxPax is able to build a lot more units on the ground than Clem might be thinking. Charge is about to finish. All these Zealots are being very useless right now, but Charge finishing up could really change that. Clem is just on 2 bases. He's pretty all in with this. 44 SCVs. I think MaxPax is just totally fine sitting in this corner here and defending because he's got that hidden third. But he's going to try to push out now. The Vikings not target firing the Colossi. The Colossi getting a lot of damage, but the concave here for Clem is just so big and so beefy. This Warp Prism really wanted to do something. It's at 5 hit points. He's got to be super careful. Oh, but Clem has realized it. He spotted it. I don't know how, but he did. MaxPax wants to come out and fight this, but now he's not going to have the shield batteries to help him out. Ooh, Phoenix is not nearby to help out against the Vikings. Probe line gets absolutely deleted here. Now we've got the fight in the open field. Clem's going to have to micro against these Zealots. Trying to micro against the Phoenixes a little bit as well. 4 Colossi. There's so many Vikings still in the sky, though. He still has 9 Vikings up here. These Colossi are not going to be super long for this world, especially without the Phoenixes there to protect them. The Vikings might just be able to fly forward and hit these Colossi. Who cares about the Stalkers? 2 of them go down just like that, and I think Clem's going to have too much. All of the probes are dead at the third. Clem's got a huge army. GG gets called. Clem takes game number 3 and moves up to match point in this series. And despite a loss in the first game, Clem able to pull it back. We're going into game 4. Clem only needs 1 more victory for his 61st win of an EPT Open Cup. MaxPax, right now he has the most second places, but he wants to bump that first place number up. He's got to pull it back. But if Clem wins, he could go for the twofer. He could go for the win here and the win in the America's Cup. The America's Cup is a little bit different. You do get a number of Koreans. The ping is a little higher, and it's a little bit later for these players. That works out well for some players and not as well for others. Actually, I think Clem and MaxPax do just fine in the NA Cup usually. Starting the countdown to get into Babylon. Phoenix pilots are Australian pirates. Yes. That is accurate. That is what we've learned here. All right. Let's hop in a game. Join our players here. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Babylon, it is, of course, our Team Liquid Terran in the red, Clem. His opponent in the lower right-hand corner for Storm Gaming in the blue trunks, MaxPax. All right, well, we've had a bit of a variety of games here. I feel like MaxPax usually does better if he wants to get into some Blink Stalkers early on. I think that's what game one was, right? Yeah, game one he opened with the 4-gate Blink. Worked out very well for him. So far, the other games have not worked out quite as well. Game two was a lot of heavy pressure before Blink was out. And I think that worked out pretty well, but then the follow-up just wasn't quite as strong. Clem was able to overcome and do a bit of pushing of his own. Of course, last game was Phoenix play, and I think the Phoenix play ended up defending against the Hellions quite nicely. Not getting that medevac, though, is very painful. I think if MaxPax gets that medevac, he feels a lot better about that opener. Ooh, that's a nice victory there for Clem. The probe not accelerating fast enough and getting taken down by the SCV. SCV is a kill. And Reaper gonna head straight across the map, doesn't have to deal with trying to find a probe first. First attempt is out. We're going to have some playing around the Nexus. Now, Clem not going to stick around and try to be annoying. Just leaves, and there's another Stargate opener here for MaxPax. We've seen Widowmine drops, I think, in like every game from Clem. Phoenix is going to be quite good against that, but this game is actually a 3 racks out of our Terran player. Okay, all right. So Clem wants to put a little pressure on. Clem wants to be the one getting a little aggressive against MaxPax. Adept really wants a kill. Doesn't look like it's going to get that one, but it does get that one. So it gets one SCV kill. Not really worth an Adept, though. A little surprised MaxPax actually shaded up there. Doesn't really get to see what's happening either. Just saw like a couple of Marines. Didn't see anything up on the high ground. Doesn't necessarily know it's 3 racks, but one of the nice things about opening with Phoenixes is that generally you're able to get a scout relatively quickly with the first Phoenix or the second Phoenix. But if MaxPax plays safe and stays at home, then he's not going to get to scout this for a while if he plays defensively with the first 3 or 4 Phoenixes. That looks like what he's doing, at least for now. 2 Phoenixes, though, he can go kill this Reaper. So he is going to go across the map. We'll be able to spot what's happening on the other side here. Sees a lot of Marines. That's already kind of a tell in and of itself that it is in fact 3 racks. He's not going to spot the production, but I feel like if you see this many Marines this early on, you kind of have to know what it is. And there he goes. Sees the factory timing. Even grabs a Marine for his trouble. Turret's going down immediately for Clem. This was something I noticed in, I don't know, some match earlier. I don't know if it was MaxPax versus Spirit, maybe? But, yeah, I think it was Spirit who wasn't building the missile turrets against the Phoenixes, and I feel like they're just so strong. They do so much damage. The Phoenixes can't really sit over top of the mineral lines with the turrets there. They have to just pick off these kind of extraneous things. Clem's pushing across the map. He's got a lot of Marines here. He's like, I don't think you have anything back at home to defend. He's kind of right. This Marine going to stop the third from starting. At least delays it a little bit. Colossus is on the way, but it is not here yet. I actually wonder if Clem would stim up the ramp if he saw what was here. I think the force fields might delay him. There's 2 shield batteries as well. This backup one is going to be very, very good. Phoenixes on the other side of the map look like they're trying to get some damage done. Stim Marine stopping them from getting too much killed here. I don't think Clem needs to stick around too much longer with the Colossus coming out. Doesn't want to eat damage from that. A few more SCVs going down here. MaxPax does get the third up. Clem pulled back before this third went down. I'm surprised he didn't move this way, actually, to kind of stop that from happening. Let's see, missile turret doing some good damage. I wish we had damage counters on units so we could click on them and see how much damage they did. I think that'd be pretty cool to see individual damage from units. That information's got to be in the game, right? Like, it's got to be there somewhere. I think that'd be pretty sick, pretty dope. Phoenixes want to get some damage done, want to kill maybe one of these medevacs, but they don't get them. Phoenix actually dies for it. Phoenix is going to come back in. Could get the medevac this time, going for the SCVs instead. Just kind of some annoyances here and there. MaxPax's third is finishing up. Thermal Lance is about to finish as well, and the third Colossus is almost done. It's feeling very similar to last game in a lot of respects. It does worry me for MaxPax, because I feel like Clem, once he started getting a big bio army together and got a decent economy going, was feeling very confident against MaxPax's playstyle. Clem's got that +1 finished up as well, and his +1 armor is actually going to finish before MaxPax's first upgrade. Clem's going to have like a solid 30 to 60 seconds where he's ahead 2 upgrades. And that, if you're MaxPax, that is terrifying. Now that being said, the Viking count isn't super high yet, so the 3 Colossi can be pretty powerful in the sky. But as I say that, it's triple Viking production, could be quad Viking production. And Clem's pushing across. He has a lot of Vikings out. Oh, and he's just going to tap these Colossi already, eating all the shield and some of the hit points off of that one. Stims up. Going to kill one of these shield batteries up on the high ground, putting MaxPax in a very tough spot. Clem, he's going to take down the second shield battery. Oh, Disruptor Nova comes out. Does get a few Marine kills. But I still really like this for Clem. This position is so strong. He's still continuing to reinforce some units across the map. MaxPax is going to have to go pretty soon. He's taking a lot of damage in his natural. He's going to try to dive out here. The concave setup could be really good for Clem, but he's got to be ready for this. He's still shooting down the Phoenixes with these Vikings, but he's got the high ground as well. The Archon's out front tanking so much. Some more bio units come from the bottom side, though, as well as some Vikings. They're going to take down one more Colossus. There's only 1 Colossus left. The Robo is dead. 19 probes are dead. MaxPax is in an awful spot. He has an okay army, but the last Colossus goes down. And I think there's just going to be too much here for Clem. Despite winning a solid first game, it looks like... What? Clem's going to tap out? Okay. MaxPax held. I feel, was that bad casting for me? Or am I crazy? I feel like Clem was about to win that game. He just killed 19 workers. The entire natural was devoid of workers. The Robo was dead. Now, Clem didn't have a third, right? So he was pretty all in, but he was pretty committed. I think he did enough damage. He was ahead in army supply. I feel like I'm a little insane. The Colossi were all dead. I don't know, dude. I think Clem should have stayed in that game. Yeah, I don't know. We're getting the players into game 5. I guess we're going to a game 5. I thought for sure MaxPax was fully dead, but you know what? Clem, feeling like he didn't get enough damage done, he didn't have enough to finish off the rest of that army, decides to tap out at the last moment there, giving us a nice game 5 to get into. Kind of wild. Kind of wild. But yes, Dave, we have been having connection issues. We lagged out of game 2, unfortunately, which was the first game Clem won. We lagged out of that one. And it wasn't just us. Battle.net kicked off everybody from the Americas server. So all the EU server people were fine, but everybody from the Americas server got kicked. Now we're going to a game 5. I like sometimes when a game ends like that, I just assume that I missed something. And I do miss things a lot. So I thought like maybe a bunch of SCVs died on the other side of the map or something. But no, Clem was actually ahead. I think the worker count was like even, but he had more army supply. I guess even worker count isn't good there when you're down a base. I don't know. I can see reasons why he might feel behind in that scenario. It just didn't feel like it was an unwinnable game. But I don't know. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner of game 5, somehow eking out a victory in that last one. It is Sizestorm Gaming's MaxPax. His opponent in the upper right-hand corner, maybe pulling a bit of an Idra GG in that last one. Not something we see all that often these days, and not something I expect from this guy. Team Liquid's Clem. He can sometimes get maybe a bit emotional. He's not the most stoic of players, but I feel like he usually keeps a pretty clear head. But in that game, he really thought he was very behind. And I wonder if there was something that he didn't know that he was ahead in. Maybe he didn't realize he had killed that many probes. Maybe he didn't realize all 3 Colossi were dead. You know, maybe he thought there was another disruptor hanging around, or thought that MaxPax had more than he did. Whatever it is, we're going to a game 5, and I don't know. Clem's going to start off with the cheeky eBay block. MaxPax looks like he doesn't care and is going to just take the third. Strong choice. Solid choice. This is the Zerg tactic of, oh, you blocked my base? I'll just take another one. It's actually okay. You know, I cast so much StarCraft, and occasionally I'll see that people clipped stuff from my channel, and it's never like a super good climactic moment with where I'm like hype casting something. It's always either somebody clipping like the end of a game to see who won it, and it's just kind of like a, I don't know, the game just kind of ends. Not super exciting. They just wanted to see who won it, so they clipped and went back and watched. or it's like something random in the middle of a game. Right now, Bagels gets me just completely miscalling the end of a game. Honestly, probably the best clip on my channel in a year. It just feels bad. It's like it feels like I should have known, but I didn't know. We have another double Hellion opener here from Clem. It's so interesting. I feel like we just don't see this very often. And it's weird to me that Clem's deciding to open double Hellions all of a sudden, but I mean, I don't know. I like Hellion openers. I think mixing in Hellion openers can be good. But I mean, the real reason he wants to go Hellions is because he blocked off the natural, and MaxPax was forced to take the third. Now, of course, MaxPax, I don't think he spotted the Hellions, but he spotted the factory with the reactor, the reactory. He's already got a Phoenix out. He's got a shield battery here, which will help out immensely against these. But let's see if Clem can find some damage anyways. I'm gonna dive in. Gonna be able to get a few kills for sure. Phoenixes could lift up one of these Hellions and minimize the damage. Yeah, it's gonna be 3 kills, and 3 kills only for the 2 Hellions. The other 2 trying to get away. They might be able to. It's a little bit dicey with the pathing. I think technically they're maybe faster than the Phoenixes, or the same speed. Yeah, it looks like they're a little bit faster. But because of the way the pathing works, not so much. The Hellions, of course, have to run around these obstacles on the ground, which do not hinder Phoenixes. I always thought that would be something fun that could be in StarCraft. It would really work, I think, because of the way air units work in this game. But I always thought it could be cool if there were air blockers. Like, if something blocked off air units from going to a certain area. Only air units. So units could go underneath it, be like a tunnel. But not like an actual tunnel. Or, I mean, I guess it could be like an underground section of map that air units couldn't go through or affect, and only ground units could do stuff in. I think that could be kind of cool. But I don't think it really works. Like, I don't think StarCraft can function that way. I don't know. Maybe that's something they could implement in Stormgate. They were talking about, in Stormgate, wanting to make, like, oh God, I don't remember. I don't want to speak out of turn here and say something that either they didn't say or was said in private. But in any case, I think it could be something cool that could maybe come into play in Stormgate. I don't think StarCraft is set up for it. They'd have to recode a bunch of the way things work, I think. Add a completely new element to make that possible. Well, I'm glad chat seems to agree that Clem shouldn't have left that last game. But Clem is pushing across again. Maybe he was just over that game and knew it was going to continue, but decided not to continue it. A little bit supply blocked at the moment, but Clem's pushing across. The first Colossus is about to pop. Oh, the Robo's right here. Okay, so where's the Robo? That Colossus with the shield battery, with the Phoenix's home. MaxPax should be more than fine here. Might see a third CC from Clem, but so far, no third CC. It's funny, I feel like Clem either builds the third CC immediately. Oh man, the supply blocks are really killing Clem. I think Clem's struggling a little bit right now. I don't know what it is. It feels like he's playing a little bit off. Maybe a little bit annoyed at the last game not going the way he wanted it to. Yeah, I feel like Clem either builds the third base right away, or he like goes pretty committed on 2 bases. He's gonna start the third base up now, as he has a second group of units coming out. I think he's gonna try to push on both sides. But the medevacs over here have been killed, so Clem's ability to actually push with this army is a little bit diminished. There's There's a lot of Phoenixes out still. 8 Phoenixes in the sky with a ton of energy. Clem does have to be very careful about that. He's got the second little group of units over here. MaxPax's probe is going to spot that there's 2 groups of units. And these probes coming in real clutch. Depth crossing the map. Spots the 3rd in production. Is going to delay that a bit. Oh, the SCV turned around too soon. RIP that SCV. 2 command centers. Oh no. Oh, the production tab is borked. Okay. So I noticed this earlier. If a structure stops being built and then an SCV is sent to start building it again, it shows up twice in the production tab. Interesting. I've never noticed that before. I wonder if that's like a new thing. Is that something new in this game that just keeps on breaking? We need a new overlay is what we need. We need to give somebody some money and have them make an improved overlay. The Pro 2020, it's not it anymore. It's not it. We need a newer, better overlay. Clem up a bit of army supply, but down a few workers here. Looks like he's gotten a few more probe kills. And he's delaying this base from going down. MaxPax's going to have to come deal with that Widow Mine before that base happens. In fact, there's a little double drop down here as well. MaxPax, though, is deciding to push across the map. There's not a lot back at home for Clem because he has so much stuff out on the map. Ooh, but he's going to get caught out here. And with the Phoenixes, getting back home is going to be a little bit tough. He's going to have to drop out. There's a Warp Prism around. Phoenix is doing some damage. He's going to have to run away now as the Vikings show up. 2 more probes dying. Widow Mine has 3 kills. All right, probes, get your revenge. The armory's only just started. War Prism in the natural. Looks like it'll get locked onto and should get killed here, but MaxPax is at the front door. Clem's army is here, though. It is here. I don't know if MaxPax wants to push into this, but he is going to go for it. He doesn't have the Prism for reinforcements, but he's taking a good start to this fight. Some Widow Mines go off, though. The Zealots are all dead. The Phoenixes have taken some big damage. He delays this base, but I don't think MaxPax can really stick around. He's going to keep on pushing. Not a ton of Vikings this game. Might be able to force a cancel on this base at the very least. Looks like one of these Colossi is going to go down pretty soon, but they're staying alive for so long, getting so much damage done here. So many kills. Uh-oh, SCV is getting pulled off the line. I thought Clem had the hold, but it looks like not quite. The Colossi still going. Finally, one falls, but 36 SCVs go down, and MaxPax wins the series. Clem, he's got to be kicking himself about Game 4, man. And then a few supply blocks in this game. Felt like not the crispest play we've seen from Clem. I think he's really feeling that Game 4, and that's a painful way to lose, but MaxPax able to take advantage of it and take the 3-2 victory to close this out, despite being moments away from death in Game 4. I genuinely thought MaxPax was about to tap out in Game 4. That's actually insane. Damn.